Welcome back and welcome to the final of our 5-day element flow, which is a series of Qigong classes that are about 10 minutes in length each. They explore and go through the different elements based in the Chinese philosophy. So get ready for our last one, the water element. Welcome to the last of our 5-day element flow. This is the water element, which is associated with the season of winter. Let's start by activating the qi and becoming present in body and mind by connecting to the breath. Begin in standing pose with the feet hip-width apart by measuring heel to toe. Standing feet firmly planted into the ground, toes splayed and resting gently onto the earth. Allow the knees to be soft and turned out over the toes, not in. So activate the thighs, turn them out. Press the tailbone down towards the earth, lengthening the lower back. Bring length to the whole spine by drawing energy out the crown of the head. Tuck the chin in towards the back to lengthen the back of the neck. Allow shoulders to glide down the back, but draw in the lower ribs. Allow the arms to be by the sides, nice and soft, space underneath the armpits, elbows softly bent, fingers spread with space between. Taking a few cycles of conscious breath here, beginning to lengthen the inhale and the exhale. Breathing in and out of the nose here. Just becoming centered in your body. Just breathing, enjoying the breath, flowing in and out of the body. The water element is all about flow. So let's begin right from the start by flowing with our breath. Maybe use the arms as you inhale, they come out, and exhale, they float towards the body. Just beginning to sync up movement with breath, aligning the body with the mind. Open the eyes if they were closed. Open up the chi gates by turning the palms towards the sky. Inhale, look up if that feels good for the neck. Stretch up, fingers towards the heavens. Exhale, draw down the heavens, palm towards the floor. Exhale, down through center. Let's do 2 more of these. Inhale, rise, look up. Exhale down. Let's really flow and smooth for this last one of the elements. Tapping into that quality of water. Let's do one more. Breathing, stretch tall. Exhale, bend down. Center yourself. Generating the qi. The organ that is associated with the water element is the kidneys. So the kidneys are on the lower back. So I'll just turn to the back so you can see, but we're going to stimulate the kidneys by knocking on them with the back of the hands. And the hands can be in a soft fist. So we're going to knock on the kidneys, moving up and down the lower back to stimulate. This is great to do every day. Just knocking and stimulating. Continue this, really moving up and down the lower back, getting into the buttocks. Imagine that you're stimulating the kidneys here. Detoxifying, helping to wake them up, helping them to release. Helps with a cleansing breath here as well. Anytime we do knocking and stimulating acupressure points, a cleansing breath is simply breathing in the nose and exhaling out the mouth. You can use a sigh. Helps to release further. In Qigong and Chinese medicine, the kidneys and this area is called the Mingmen, which is the sea of qi. So this is our life force. This is the center of everything. This is where our essence is stored, our vitality. All here centered, but it's more towards in the center of our body, not on the surface, but inside. So we really stimulate and knock this point, can revitalize our whole being, but it also balances us and draws us into center. Few more here. Release the arms, maybe shake them a little. Coming back into standing stance. Standing tall. You may feel a tingling or a slight buzzing in the arms, the hands. Noticing how you feel after the knocking. Circulating the chi, step a little wider. This is called full body flow. So with the water element, we're flowing through life with ease and grace, just going past any obstacle that comes our way. So make this really enjoyable. Make it easy, make it flow, make it graceful as you can, make it soft and smooth. So we place one hand on top of the other. Feet nice and wide. You can turn the feet out if that feels more comfortable. And as always, if we squat down and bend the knees, we want the knees tracking over the toes, not going in, because that's going to damage our knee joints in the long run. So even if you don't go as deep, just keep the knees tracking over. We're not going for absolute perfection or deepness in Qigong. It's just about finding our softness, our flow, accepting where we are. Hands on top of each other, feet wide, knees tracking over the toes. We inhale, draw up without touching the body, so we leave a little bit of gap between. We draw up the center line, tracing through. Keep the shoulders down the back, slide them down as we reach up. And then exhale, sink the hips down and we float the hands down the center channel. And depending on your flexibility, you might just be here today. And it's always changing depending on if you're feeling stiff in the back, in the hamstrings, in the legs. So when we come down, just bend the knees, send the tailbone towards the back of the room, energy at the front of the crown, bending over, really deep bend in the knees to get into the hamstrings and the lower back. Let the head be really heavy as you bend over. And we just trace back up the body, and that is the full movement. Let's do that together a few times. Inhale, tall. Exhale, send the hips back, really smooth. Allow the head to drop, let it be heavy. Close the eyes. And just begin to tap into your flow. Don't feel like you need to stay in time with me. Just go with your breath. Move with your body. Go slower if possible. Roll up the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, uncurling, unraveling. And lengthen tall, send it down. One more, see if you can go even slower this time, drawing up the center, uncurling the spine one by one. Head comes up last, stretch tall, fingers to the sky. And let's just come back to center here, staying tall. To transform our energy, we come into the fountain, one of my favorite flows. Here we turn the backs of the hands towards each other, bring them in, and we just circle just like a fountain, turn the palms out. Turn the backs of the hands together, draw up the center to about height, chest level, shoulder level, turn the palms out. Keep the fingers activated. Now if you like to, you can incorporate a little undulating of the spine. So as we draw up, we curl in, we move with the hands, exhale, curve the spine. Inhale, draw up. Exhale out, just like a fountain. Perhaps smoothing out even more. The other organ associated with water is the bladder. And the colour is blue and black. You might like to imagine a blue line of energy you're tracing with the hands, making these circles. Blue fresh water of the ocean, revitalizing the bladder, revitalizing the kidney organs, whole being, just refreshing it with this blue, crisp water. Last one here, and we come into our stillness position. It's called the bear. Like in the metal element where we had the empty vessel, we just do the same, but we're reversing it towards the back. So palms are facing towards, shining towards the kidneys, and as if you're holding something on your back, we bend the knees, keep the tailbone down towards the ground, so we're not arching our back, we're lengthening through the lower back here. Shine the hands towards the kidneys, keep the shoulders down. Keep a nice bend in the elbows. Can be a little sore if you've already done some shoulder work. Just take a few breaths here, shining that blue light energy towards the kidneys, revitalizing the whole body. A few deep breaths here. Take the hands around to the front. Let's close by bringing the hands up overhead. Fingertips towards the sky, and then palms facing down. Draw down that energy, centering all that we've done, regulating the water element. Which is also, which is also associated with the tissue of the bones, keeping them supple and strong. Maybe visualize your bone structure, your skeleton, whilst doing this, becoming strengthened, revitalized. Your whole frame, your whole foundation, your structure is supple, smooth, full of fresh energy as if from the ocean itself. Finishing off that last movement and come into bamboo, we take the hands to the lower abdomen or the lower dantian, set the feet together, closing down the eyes, just gently swaying the body wherever it needs to go, integrating the benefits of the practice. Pausing for a moment in this position. May the water element within you help you to find your depth and more easily and gracefully find your flow. Thank you for sharing this water element Qigong practice with me today.